That's why after that you used your thing.
Was right, he was just double.
Of course, Borden said that.
Did he say anything? I've seen things. Makeup, glasses, wigs. We've everything at the show.
It's misdirection. These those things lying around, but you think he's using a double.
All the time. He doesn't know when I'm looking.
All the time, Olivia. He lives. He's acts. Don't you see?
Like the Chinese guy.
Stop.
Or is it for tonight?
All these secrets are right here in my hands.
You need to translate them now.
My wife back.
I don't care about my wife. I care about his secret.
See, it's not a question of revenge anymore.
I'm impressed. Why's that? You finally get your hands dirty. Your method for the transport of man. Fallon wouldn't tell me. In fact, he doesn't seem to talk at all. You have my notebook. Useless without the keyword. I want the whole method, not the keyword. I don't even know if your secret's in your notebook. The keyword is a method.
Because the story is a method.
What does it mean?
That's when you want to see Tesla.
Truth. So I loved him. And I stood by him, and he sent me to you like he would send a stagehand to pick up his shirts. I hate him for that.
You're right to be used like that.
You may know how he does his tricks, but you can't understand why no one can see that yours are better. You hide this. I had to look very closely to spot it. It shows the audience you aren't using a double. You must hide it. You must display it proudly. I'm sure it takes great skill to perform illusions with one good hand.
I think she's telling the truth.
She was.
Trust her.
Also.
She gave me this notebook at my request. And yes, Tesla is merely the key to my diary, not to my trick.
He got you right there.
Tesla never made a
But
mistake.
I think that...
You let me believe that he had. You stole my money because your funding had been cut off.
It is true that you are our last remaining financier, but we have not stolen your money. Sorry, I can't. I told you I could make...
Oh no, don't do anything to the cat. It's fighting with what? Like you can reproduce.
I'll need a couple of weeks to iron.
Oh, we're going to the science fiction, you know, part of this movie. Or maybe it was not Roots, but it was another view.
I love you. I want to always love you. And you will love.
Do you believe him?
I mean, that's to say, absolutely. What makes it so much harder when you don't?
Before it was, it's making it so much better when you truly mean it. Now it's making it harder when you don't mean it.
What is it, Freddie?
Talk over there, please. Sometimes it's so wrong.
I've told you before, when you're with me, you're with me. Leave your family at home where they belong.
Sure.
I saw Fallon hanging around here. There's something about that man I don't trust.
You trust me? You trust Fallon?
What do we know about that Fallon, really? Are you Fallon? You know, one of Agier? I've not seen so long. Or maybe he replaced Fallon?
I must leave you, Borden. Yes, you, Borden. Sitting there in your cell.
He's also Fallon. He's stealing your tricks and he's stealing your daughter.
It's just a pledge and a turn for each. And without the prestige for these tricks, these are worthless. Yeah. You get arrested, eh? And you bring my daughter here.
Did you guess it?
I can't go out, my sister.
I'll tell her I know what
Tell her what?
I know what you really are, Alfred.
Sarah, you can't talk like this. Sarah, shut up. Sarah, shut up! I don't want to hear it anymore!
He changed, and his eyes on you changed also. Oh fuck. Oh, you did that by yourself. You know, right there, you can't blame Agier for that.
It's my last show. A limited engagement. Your last shot. There's one thing left.
To kill yourself.
The real transported man. What's so kabuki you after? The sort the Borden can't ignore.
Because you needed him right there to accuse him.
I never loved Sarah.
You married her. You had a child with her.
Part of me did, but the part didn't. The part found you.
You're already doing it also, having several of you. One of you fall in love with her and the other one.
Some other woman right now.
That's why she said, I know that it's not you, Sarah. You know, she said something like that. No? Oh, you. How many of you? Each of you.
Inhuman to be so cold.
No. You saw it, that one of them is going under it. And one is reappearing.
Man's reach. Exceeds his imagination.
But for now, he doesn't know, you know, how he did it. Each time you're killing that version of yourself like that, in fact. No? And because of that, the one who is supposed to reappear is not reappearing because he can hear you. What is happening each night? Do you know you?
You have been found guilty of the murder of Robert H. Visitor, Lord Coldlow. You little girl.
It's Lord Coldlow.
I've missed you so much. Your fans miss you too. We got that. Everything's gonna be alright. Just a little girl.
Golden. Yes, I am. I always have been.
I knew it.
Goodbye, Professor. No, stop.
The solution.
That's what you're after. That's what this is about.
You always were the better magician.
The best of that.
Why?
Agree. Mine is better.
Why would you give him the secret? You know that you wouldn't have won during that moment, no matter what. I was right before, you already reproduced yourself also. Right there, you are Fallon. Not Agier, you are Fallon. That's why you said Fallon misses you also. Yourself. You know, Olivia, she thought that he had a double because she saw costumes and stuff that he never used. Fallon used them. What he said to Olivia about being someone else. He never loved truly Sarah, it was not him. You! Oh, the eyes! Yes, it's you! I think that I did. All of this movie, I tried my best. I'm trying to find the logic, you know, how did you add another of you? You didn't use a double, you were the other guy. Okay, it was a twin, not a question of you already used. The performance of life, for sure.
I love Sarah. He loved Olivia. We each had our full life, really, which was enough for us. Enough for them.
No, it was selfish. To play like that with them, it was so selfish. You made everyone unhappy and sad. You ruined everyone's life. Just for your final act. Yes, another one of you, and that each time you killed.
No, I took the courage to climb into that machine every night, not knowing if I'd be the man in the box or the prestige. You did terrible things. And all for nothing.
You're not all white neither, you know?
You never understood why we did this. The world is simple, miserable, but if you could fall, even for a second, then you could have seen something very special.
Like with a movie.
It was the look on my face.
The look on my face right now and each viewer's face. It was the writers talking to the viewers.
Now you're looking for the secret. But you won't find it because, of course, you're not really looking. You want to be fooled.
For sure it was a movie with a lot of tricks, with a lot of games for the viewers to try to understand stuff and all. I think that I picked a lot of clues. I had a lot of theories. I had the main one right, but I had some details wrong, you know, along the path. Like for almost all of the movie, I began to have doubt about Agier. Did he really die or not? When we discovered the machine, what the machine was doing, I was like, that's it, that's the answer. It was not Root, you know, his double who died, it was really himself. So it means I even guessed the fact that it meant that each time he killed himself. I didn't guess that it was himself, you know, dying to accuse Borden like that. I guessed it with time. What I had wrong, it's really when I understood that he could copy himself that much, I was like, okay, in fact, he is Fallon. He was spying on Borden since the beginning by being Fallon. Maybe not since the beginning because it couldn't work, you know, for the chronology, but maybe he replaced him at some point. I had that wrong. And, you know, I didn't connect well the dots, like... At some point, I had that theory, okay, Borden, you replicated also yourself because of that conversation with Olivia and Sarah, the fact that you never loved your wife, it was another part of you. I guessed that it meant maybe that we had two Borders. Borden. So I had that, you know, that impression. But at the same time, it was not working because I was asking myself the question, when did you have access to Tesla machine? How Tesla, you know, you would have known and stuff like that. So I didn't guess, you know, the twin part, in fact. I only had the fact that you were two. And because of that, I guessed that Agier was tricking you with his fake death. But I guessed only at the end that Borden was also tricking him with his fake death. And I had, you know, that thing right about the fact that Borden, he was waiting for the trick of his life since the beginning. The fact that he was so impressed by what the Chinese guy did, the fact that he lived all of his life faking something, I should have get deeper with that. You know, with that moment, I only kept the thing, okay, he has that thing in mind, the fact that he has to do the trick of his life. But I didn't take from that moment the message he has to act in his real life to make the trick of his life. Do you understand what I mean? He has to play it fake also in his real life. And if I would have guessed, I mean, if I would have taken that message and not the other one sooner, maybe I would have guessed it for Borden also sooner. I'm not blaming myself, you know, because I didn't have everything right, but I'm trying to understand what I didn't understand sooner. Do you understand what I mean? I'm trying to understand what I missed to understand everything. Because I had, I think, like 70% of the things, but the 30% that I missed, it was because of what? And in fact, it was not because I picked the wrong clues. It was more like I picked the wrong messages around these clues. Do you understand what I mean? It's not the same. I had the clues right. I knew what moment was important, what line was important, like that conversation about it was another part of me who loved you. I knew that this line, this clue was important, but I picked the wrong message around that. That was cool! That was a cool game movie for me, you know, to guess things and all. I'm sorry if, you know, maybe you watched this movie with me and you were expecting me to be surprised, you know, like to be, oh, that's it, I didn't know and all. But I think that for the ones of you who know me, who saw me reacting to 7 Usual Suspects or other shows that I have on my channel, and also for those of you who picked that movie on my Patreon, you know, on the poll that I made for you to choose to which movie I would react to, I think that you knew already that I would play that game all along the movie, that I would not be, you know, like passive during all of the movie, just waiting for the reveal. For sure, I would try to understand it. You knew it. So I think that for the ones of you who didn't know me before this movie, you're gonna think that I cheated, or you're gonna think that I talk too much, that I try to understand stuff too much. But for the ones of you who already know me before this movie, you're gonna have really what you expected. Me trying to understand everything during each moment. And you know, things that I had wrong also, is the fact that by trying to pick up all of the clues right that all along the movie, for sure I picked wrong ones. Like, I really thought that the left hand situation would serve at some point. I really thought that at some point it would be a clue to determine to which Agier we were talking to, the real one or not. And in fact, not at all. It was not important. It was not a clue, no. But I really thought so. And I think that it's made on purpose also. You know, to film his hand like that during that moment, it's also for the viewers to pick clues when in fact they are not. I think that this movie is working well on people who are not trying to understand things and who are just letting themselves go with the story. Like, you can watch this movie in a passive way and be surprised by all of these reveals, by all of these tricks, you know, all of these traps, and it's working really well on you and you're amazed by it. But I think that it's a movie which is also working on people like me who wants to understand stuff, who are trying their best to pick clues, to make theories, and we can still enjoy them and we can still be surprised and we can still go with it. But we are not watching it the same way. Do you understand what I mean? There are really 2 ways of watching this movie, and both of these ways are working well. For people who are just watching it as an entertainment and who are going to be surprised by each reveal, each tricks, and people who are going to try to understand it, who are really going to try to pick all of the clues and who are still going to be surprised by, because you can't have everything right. So no matter what, the game is great. Do you understand what I mean? So it's working on both of this, you know, category of viewers. Do you understand what I mean? It's cool, it's really cool. I spent a good time. Oh, really? During the intro I was so messy and so well not organized into my mind and all. I think that during the beginning of the movie I was still like that, but I had to focus so quick on stuff, you know, to try to understand stuff. But you know, there are still some questions without answers for me. When Cutter, you know, the old guy, he began to help Borden, when did it happen, truly? If Borden, he had a twin since the beginning, it means that since the beginning he prepared that performance, you know, of the transported man. He didn't prepare to kill Agier like that, but he prepared that. And that's why at the end, when he's discovering the truth about Agier and his fake death, he knows he's really sad, mad, because he knows that he's gonna die for nothing, but he knows also that he can have his revenge because of his twin. But do you understand the thing, you know, about Alfred was really trapped, you know? Agier, he really got Alfred, but it's Freddy who killed him. And that's the thing also, the thing with Alfred and Freddy, I think that each time that we had Alfred, being named Alfred, you know, it was Alfred, and Freddy was with Olivia. Do you understand what I mean? And at the end, it's Freddy who is with his daughter, not really. In fact, he is the uncle of Jess, not really his father. For the lesson, you know, the message of this movie at the end, when they are talking to each other like that, when Agier is dying, I'm on no one's side, because Borden, you know, Freddy, you're lying to yourself if you think that you are all white and you didn't do anything wrong, because with that thing, you know, with that life trick about having a twin since so long and playing like that, lying to everyone since so long and all, you hurt so many people, and it's not good at all. Like, all of the people that you hurt, your wife Sarah, she died because of it, because she felt that you didn't love her, that Freddy didn't love her. She knew that something was wrong. She even said it, you know, something like, you're not the man that you're supposed to be. Like, maybe she knew the trick, at least at the end. You know, she knew that it was not really him. But no matter what, he hurt so many people since so long. All for that, you know, all for the magic, all for having your best act in place, you know, working so well. And you suffered also so much because of that. And you died also because of that. Do you understand what I mean? One of them, I mean, Alfred died because of that, because Alfred was truly trapped by Agier because of that. So you're not all white at the end. Don't play the guy, you know, the good guy at the end, you're lying. And Agier, for sure, during all of this time, you killed the other you. No, he killed each time the guy that you replaced. You've got what I meant. You did some terrible things, for sure. But it's the same, you know, for Borden. They both did terrible things. And all of that, it was just to be the best magician. Because at the end, you know, for Agier, it was not even a question of revenge anymore. He made that clear that it was not for his wife anymore that he was doing it. And Borden, since the beginning, it was for the magic, you know, for being the best magician. And he didn't care about the loves of his life, you know, he didn't care about Olivia, he didn't care about Sarah. Like, he lied, hurt both of them for magic. You're the same. At the end, they are the same. All for being the best magician, and they both did terrible things because of that. Even if at the end we can have the impression that it's Borden who is winning, not really, because in fact it's his twin. You know, it's not like Agier, it's not another version of himself, it's someone else. So it's not really Alfred who is winning, it's Freddy who is replacing him. And yes, Cutter, I don't know since how long you're helping. And all of that began, you know, with Agier's wife dying like that because of Borden. I'm not even sure that you killed the version. That's why! That's it, I've got it. That's why, you know, the one who was in front of Agier during all of this time couldn't say to Agier if he did the right note or not, because it was not him, it was his twin who made the note. Do you understand what I mean? Each time that Agier was asking the question to Borden, what note did you do? The guy couldn't answer because he truly didn't know, because it was not him who did it. Yep. At the end, we're not even sure that it's the right Borden who was killed, you know, the one who did the note, who was really killed, who really died. So we're not even sure that Agier, he truly had his revenge. Oh! I'm glad that, you know, that I understood that with you guys. I think that I would have understood it during the editing, if not, but I'm glad that I had that, ooh, I got it, moment during the review. That I'm gonna stop right now, because I think that it's already a long video. If you want to see really all of my reactions during this movie, I mean, each time that I picked a clue, that I worked on a theory and all, you have my Patreon, you have the extended reaction part of this movie on a video that I made for my Patreon, because for sure I'm gonna be forced to cut so much for the YouTube version that I'm not gonna be able to put all of the moments, you know, on which I was working on my series. So if you're interested by that, you have my Patreon. Okay, I'm gonna stop this review right now, so it's all for you and for me for today, so it's all for me for now, so bye for now. Bye.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine? Crazy.